Today's adventure, headliner cleaning. This headliner is in really bad shape. As far as had like flings of coffee or fling ups of chemicals or something on it from the previous owner who used it for his paint truck. So I took out the whole headliner. There were mice droppings and everything all along the channels along the sides, so they can fit in there if you're ever looking for mice nastiness. Right now I said screw it. I'm just going to use whatever powerful stuff I got. So I'm spraying basically chlorine on there. Chlorine bleach with a tad bit of water in it. And if it makes the headliner turn brown, if it makes it have white spots like bleaching can do, I don't care. I'm just trying to get this stuff out and see what else I can do. And I'm going to try a few methods to clean this before in this video I show you how I paint it. So I'm using the Duplicolor headliner. No, it's like fabric and vinyl paint, I think it's called. You can get it at any parts store or Walmart, cheaper maybe. So dousing this thing, trying to get all these stains and see if it makes any difference at all. Okay, where am I at? I'm coming back over to see if I've made any progress here. So I had tried to scrub it out. Well, you spray some water on. And eventually you'll see, I soak this thing. And this is not actually a good idea unless you have a lot of time to wait. If you soak the headliner in this vertical position, the water will run downwards. And the headliner needs to be spaced above the ground a little so that the water can drip from the entire edge to quicken the drying. Leaving in sun may help too. So spots are still there. Vacuuming out as much water as I can, and then leaving it here. Probably if I would do this again, knowing how badly stained this is, I might spot test one stain, and then I would just go straight to the paint process. Okay, so now here it is. You can see kind of the fabric is a little messed up on certain areas. I wanted to see if paint would help that. But see how I have it elevated and now the water is dripping all out the bottom in multiple places? Yeah, that continued for me for like the whole day. It took a while to dry this thing out. So even after I vacuumed the water out of the bottom, it still just slowly poured down. And the good thing is that the water doesn't get trapped within any of the materials. It flows out. So here it is. I'm going to start to try something a little different here. There's some really bad kind of gross mold areas. I've sprayed on some more. I tried Simple Green. I tried PET carpet stain remover. Tried the bleach. And scrubbing it didn't really seem to help. It got a little bit of stains off, and you can try that if you have simple small spots, but areas this big, it's just not going to do much for you. So your options are to paint it, to upholster over what you got, or to peel off the fabric, scrape off the foam. It'd be very delicate doing that, the remaining adhesive, and then put on new fabric. But that seemed a little risky to me and a little bit too much work. I mean, you spray adhesive and put the fabric in, but what if I get wrinkles? I just think it won't look that good if I do it myself. So I'm definitely going for the paint. Here was the pet remover. Give this a try. It's not going to go anywhere. I'll fast forward to the results for you guys. There. Now we're moving on. Had a fan blowing on it. Dry it out. Finally getting it dry. This is the final result of my cleaning. So now I'm giving up and going to the vinyl and fabric. I'll show the can later so you can see without that sticker. But I think it's $6-7 maybe for a can. And I'm just going to go for it. I thought maybe I'll try it on the edges first, see what it was like. and then I do the whole thing. But once I started getting it on, as you see, I was like, wait a second, that looks dark gray. So now I'm letting it dry off after doing, say, 3/4 in the first coat. You can see all the stripes. That's just going to happen when you're using spray paint. I'm sorry, unless you're some super expert. You're going to get some of that striping, but the more coats you do, it starts to look better. And now that I have it mounted up in the FJ, looks great. I don't think anyone's going to notice. It made it look much better, shall I say. But, you know, it doesn't cover those imperfections where someone tried to shampoo the carpet or vacuum it or scrape things on it. It's not going to fix any of that. You know, in the paint, you would need a ton of paint to soak in all those fibers and get it completely uniform. So using like another type of paint with an air sprayer, it's going to get you a lot further than what I did. And there's plenty of headliner painting videos on YouTube. You can watch them. I'm not going to say that it's the best solution. Yeah, I mean, here's after one coat, all the way through. You can see all the striping. I tried spraying, you know, horizontally over it in some test areas. It didn't seem to help too much. You just get stripes that way. So here's about how fast I did and how close I did. I needed 2 full cans to get a couple coats onto this thing. And I could have used a 3rd coat. If you go slower, it'll just pool up and it'll be even more stripy. So, missed a little spot there. I'll go back to it. Here we go. Get this thing done. So when you remove this headliner, I had another video for it, but you just have to be careful. There's wires that are all taped and glued to it. Those are for the dome lights and the little mini speakers that go through the headliner. Well, the sound goes through the headliner. The speakers lay on top of it. Okay. Now, getting it back in, you have to put it in diagonally this way and put it in there. And it would be great to have a friend's help. I did it just an inch at a time, going back and forth, pulling a little, pushing a little, pulling a little, pushing a little. Here are the wires that I need to reattach. It's pretty easy to reattach them because they have these little sticky tape paths that you follow along. And there's the speakers. My headliner has a big hole cut out of it where the dome light should be because someone installed an aftermarket radio and TV. And here's the result. It looks really good when you're in the car. Now, when you're looking at it with the camera like this, you'll see some stripes. And certainly another coat would help. But I think it looks great. Really happy with the results. Really clean. The darker color is nice. A lot of people do black, but I didn't want to go that dark. So, really happy with it. Only, you know, it only cost, what, maybe $15 in paint. Good stuff.